Welcome everybody to Townhall number 18 already. Bit of a small crowd today, but that won't stop us. Let me full screen the slides. There we go. I'm not starting with the last slide, but with the first one. Structure is pretty much the same, the standard one. A bit of an update on the work groups and a bit of an update on the tasks and rewards. And then there's room for open discussion. I'll refrain from asking if anybody wants to add something to the agenda right now, because usually that ends just at the end. So let's dive right in. First of all, on the community podcast, the current meeting slot is, correct me if I'm wrong, Julian, but current meeting slot is at Monday 18 UTC.
Yes, that seems to be the one that we all seemingly agree on for that day. So yeah, that's what we're going with this time. So yep, it'll be 18 UTC on Monday.
Yeah.
And that'll be starting this following Monday going forward.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we didn't have a meeting in between since the previous town hall. So also not the most updates, I imagine.
So basically, I'm still waiting to connect with Jasmine. The last I spoke with them, they were basically going into a meeting and they were going to kind of go over everything. You know, they were just kind of wondering what the experience is going to be like the interview. I think they were a little bit concerned, just wanted to know, because with them just launching, I think she just wants to make sure, or they just want to make sure that they don't say anything too, you know, they don't reveal anything too soon and stuff like that. So it sounds like they're going to do it. I haven't heard back as to exactly when. So basically I had to pivot from that. So I watched the video that you had sent me there, Peter. And yeah, that was a good one. I kind of was thinking about what I would actually ask them, you know, if I was to do an interview with them in particular. And I was kind of not exactly seeing anything obvious right there, but I enjoyed like a lot of the anecdotes there and the quotes and the imagery there. That was a cool you know, a little 15-minute thing. It was funny. It was like right where I had left off that day. It was like at 8:04, and it was funny. That was exactly where I had left off. I had watched the whole rest of the day, and then that was where that was the next thing to see. So yeah, it was good. But I was thinking more other projects, and I have been wanting to dive more into Pathform actually a lot. And I know there's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of videos on the channel and, you know, on their channel. And so I decided to dive into them and what, you know, all those talks, and that's been really interesting. So that's definitely would be an awesome interview that I'd love to get, because there's a lot of similarities there. And I think the way that Gabriel thinks, and I can really relate to a lot of the kind of, I don't know, just a lot of that stuff is right in my ballpark of the way that I think about things. So that one is like a really special project for me in particular. So I'd love to interview them. That would be really cool. So I've done, you know, watched a bunch, probably like 6 of the 8 videos they've done. I did do some kind of questions and notes that I have in like a Google Doc that I can post here. So that I think is definitely one I would like to do. I have, you know, a couple interviews here that I'm waiting basically, which is fine, for them to be ready to do it. And then, so I'm like pivoting basically from that, trying to get some more going. And then for this week, because I do want to post something this week, is I have a couple of videos that I did basically where I had talked about my whole interest into the ambassador program and like how I got into crypto and all this stuff, and, you know, artificial intelligence and that backstory in the community podcast. story of like what we want to do, just some stuff like basically me talking about what my whole thing is all about and what we're, what it's been like in the ambassador program, and I want to get that out. And so that video I'm working on and should be finishing up tonight or tomorrow, be posting in the morning. And so, yeah, there's something like that that's coming this week. Just because I want to do something and I want to have something going every week. I like that cadence of it all. So,
Definitely.
yeah, so that's so I'll be posting about that when that goes live. And then, yeah, so I think I'm getting to the point here where I want to get those questions together for Gabriel and then see. I'd love to reach out to them and see maybe if I could get an interview with them. And then I think just like off top of the head, the next person that I'd love to try to get, and not that I just think I deserve to be able to talk to all these people, but if possible, Diane Krause I think would be awesome, or there's somebody else from Jam Galaxy, or that project is another one that's very near and dear to me. So I think that's kind of the next.
Should be doable.
Yeah, that's kind of the next person I'd love to start trying to explore more in the project, dive more and more into it. And yeah, it's really cool. Every project is like awesome. It's just like really, really cool projects, and they're all happening at the same time. It's really pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's exploding.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think both should be, all three, including Jasmine, yeah, doable to get that going. If
Cool.
Do let me know if you can use a hand there.
Yeah, no, I think definitely let me see because I definitely think Jasmine, I may reach out again, but I can just, because we've been talking, I can just do that. But if not, the other two, I'll try reaching out, I guess, first, unless do you know of either of them being like particularly not responsive or like not using social media as much? Because I can always try to reach out first, and then I think that should be.
No, it should be doable. Yeah, practically speaking, I would use Slack, which is not gonna work. But no, social media should work.
I think I'll be able to, because like I'm part of Pathform on like Telegram and stuff, and I know that they usually get back to people quick there from what I've seen, and I think I should be okay. But I don't know about Diane. I can just reach out to the website maybe or something like that. A better one or a better like,
no problem. But I think it should also be in Telegram.
Okay, yeah, I think then I would be on there too.
But yeah, do let me know if you have any trouble reaching out, because yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, no, this is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving the interview stuff. I like really am digging it. So yeah, I'm excited to be able to do more. It's just such an honor to be able to jump into these, and I'm just like, I'm loving that. It was kind of what I was hoping. I was thinking that would be more of my liking to where I want to spend my time, and it's so far so good. So it's early on, but it has been good to do that so far for me, as far as my enjoyment of the project.
That's great to hear. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hop on to the next topic. Of course, if you want, you can take more time in a bit.
No, I'm good. That's good for now.
Cool. Yeah, then a quick note on translations and quality control there. We spoke about last week, and also we had a process guild meeting earlier today going through this process, and yeah, a little bit more thorough look at how to make the systems in such a way that they can also scale properly, because right now it's a lot of manual work, and well, yeah, doesn't scale. And a portion of that, like the sheet says, might switch to actually onboarding people and getting a couple of levels of experience within the concept of translation. Perhaps Tivo, if you wouldn't mind, you could shine a light on that.
Sharing the typical meeting notes board, because we haven't really established our own board for process guild. So if you're interested, then that's the same link. Previously, as you all know, it kind of went in like one process where we used where two task system was used, one for creating translation, another one for verification. And yeah, it's just in current situation it hasn't shown much progress and in like able to scale and do the work it planned to do. Well, what was the idea of that? So another approach, like let's try to change up, because we are not forced to any specific process and we are able to have some playing room. So on here you see this section in like a map changed into 3 sections. One is about how to set up the infrastructure to do this. Right now there are none of the resources, guides or templates. They are all missing, as it's progressively first off figuring out what should be the progress be, and then all the things on top of that will kind of create the resources and guides. And the second up is how do we communicate that, and that is through these process guides and current meeting you see. And that kind of is related to the coordination management. But the main meet where we discussed was how to manage this task. So at first it's going to be like first step, instead of translator just coming in and taking a task and moving this forward, it's about first onboarding the translator itself to see what kind of languages he wants to, what kind of topics he wants to, just have like this like a somewhat like a know your customer thing, meeting or a way to just establish like a connection. And once the translator feels like, okay, this process, this all that the way the work is meant to be done makes sense and he likes to participate, then the next stage is very similar to current, where the translator claims the task and submits the task, but he has now like a project manager support helping him to move the task aboard, like in review channels, or make sure it's done all right, and have this like a quick check, and also helps to find the validation for the work. And in addition also training to kind of use the teamwork, like, hey, this is how I help you, this is what I do to help you. And over time, perhaps few translators in, the translator himself kind of levels up in a sense, and then gets the permissions to create their task on their own. They choose from the list which is available, they move it across the board. So more self-managing way to do the translations. And then in this latest meeting, we were like, okay, we could actually even have more levels, that at some point, maybe 20 or 30 translators in, we reduce the amount of how much you have to validate the feedback or the translation feedback. And these rewards, instead of giving them to the community for reading your reward, it could be given to you because you have been translating so much already. This is like a compounding interest of contributing. What also this kind of helps if we do that in a teamwork process, or in it doesn't actually matter is it in a teamwork process, but in a constructive way that it's somehow tracked, then that helps us to put it also on chain and this kind of builds the new network we're building here on the blockchain front, putting everything on the edge so that everybody who is interested can see, or that you can use as a leverage if you're a translator and you like see another community and they ask, what have you done in a similar onboarding way? You have a chain to prove your work.
Thanks a lot.
And next session next week, I guess, in 10 UTC, at least I will be there. And we had already shared some homework. So the next up we will be looking at how the rewards will be distributed between all of these roles which are part of the process. And if you have some ideas, thoughts, or some or want to contribute to this documentation or think about any of the specific things, then I would highly recommend join there to get that task. And then when you're new, we can also make a task about it to reward for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. That's a great summary. Something which also will be touched on, I think, next week will be like a bit of like we touched on previous town hall meetings as well, like what is acceptable. Like if you get a translation through Google Translate, is this enough effort for earning the rewards, or maybe not? And I kind of tend to think perhaps not. It can be like a starting point, but we had some translations where during verification it showed that it was just put through Google Translate and that's it, end of story. So then it would also translate stuff like deep funding that doesn't have to be translated into the, yeah, that's just a name. So I don't know, it kind of showed like, okay, this is just copy paste, submit, and 750 tokens, which I don't think is optimal use of the reward tokens we do have available. So I also want to establish a bit of common ground on like, for example, would we require people to be a native speaker? That could be a fix for that. But yeah, for now, want to keep that in the Process Guild meeting. So, like Tifa said, do join on Tuesday 10 UTC, just here on Discord. All right, that's next one. Yeah, well, I was promising to put additional articles up to the work for translating, but now I find myself thinking like, well, maybe it's actually better to hold a bit on that before until we have this process figured out. That was my initial thought, and then I was thinking like, yeah, that might actually take a couple more weeks. Do we want to completely pause all translations? That's not good. Yeah, so I figured let's ask the town hall. Any opinions on that? Like, should we, for now, simply keep putting new blog posts to translate up as we were doing before, or should we halt that until we finalize this process?
My question is, are there any translations coming through which has value, like which is proven to be valuable? If yes, then let's continue with these specific languages.
That would be a yes, absolutely. Julian, you unmuted. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I feel about it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me think about it a little bit more. I don't really want to say anything right yet while I'm still about that. Good distraction.
Yeah, I would agree with what you said, Tivo. Like we got more good ones out of it than bad ones. So yeah, fair.
Question to Julian. This is the second time you add documentation where the first page is empty. Why? Does that serve any purpose? Because when I link these documents on Motherboard, it will be just blank pages usually. You just want to glance over it. My dog also agrees.
You're currently muted, Julian. Not sure if you got the question, but
Yeah, I'm not sure about what that is or why that's happening there. If you go down one, it shows the entire thing. I'm not sure why that top part is. So if you put that in the Miro board, it only posts the first page, and then the page is nothing, so it's just not posting anything.
Yes, I see. When I open the link, I also see that return. I don't know what it's called, but basically that symbol which says that go to the next page and leave everything blank in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what that even.
Can you press delete button and then
You would think, yeah, it doesn't do it like you would think.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I'm new to Google Docs though. I really haven't used them at all until working with you guys with this stuff. So I'm probably just doing something stupid. I don't know.
Weird. Well, it has no edit, right? So I cannot press it.
I can figure it out, and then I'll just, after I get them fixed and the top part is taken down and it's all as it is and flush, I'll paste it. I can paste, I guess, links into the ambassador.
If you figure it out next week, I'll just press refresh button everywhere, and that will fix it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll work there. Okay, yeah, then I'll just do it that way.
cool. Let's see. Yeah, the next thing I did earlier today send the rewards for August. As mentioned last week, the process of doing these distributions. Before I had to request somebody from the blockchain team to do that, but now I've got access and can do that myself. And also there was in the previous disbursement there was 3 tasks that got skipped, and I will do that manually. I still have to do that, but they didn't get included in today's distribution either. So sorry, little bits, but tokens are coming. Just wanted to mention that quickly.
Shout out to Jan. Seems the deep fund integration and Cardano wallet address is coming to SWA as a hidden field. Hey.
It's a beginning, yes, absolutely. Yeah, there will be basically just an entry field for submitting wallets. It would not be like actual wallet integration yet.
It's a very huge step towards that.
The beginning, absolutely. And then in that light, tomorrow evening at, let me check a clock, I think 16 UTC, there's a deep funding community governance meeting, which you're all very welcome to join. That's a bi-weekly meeting. So if you happen to miss one, don't be afraid. You can simply watch it back. The recordings get posted on Discord. Yeah, that's going to be an ongoing process for a little while. And so far it's been great fun. So yeah, if you're interested in thinking and ideation on how deep funding can improve for the coming round, but also broader timeline, don't hesitate and do join on so bi-weekly on Wednesdays 16 UTC on Discord. I think that's agenda-wise covers pretty much everything I wanted to mention. However, last week I did forget, right after stopping the recording, that I didn't do a shout out to the Fund 9 proposal by Swarm. So perhaps either Tivo or Felix could talk a little bit about that. Only asking because you actually wrote the proposal, so it seems fair.
Sure. The catalyst from SingularityNET proposal is mostly really to actually propose what we already do here together to the Cardano community and to enable funds for it. And just say, cool, what will this funds be used for? For project management and community management and coordination and communication, so pretty much everything what everybody's doing here. And to have this as our own flexible and experimental budget, which we then hopefully can use when it gets voted and funded, to say, cool, we have some serious funding resources to really engage people heavily in building up the SingularityNET community from bottom up. Because if it gets voted, then because the Cardano community votes on it collectively, and we might run into the issue that we maybe receive enough votes, but maybe not enough to get funded. But however, it's really also a beautiful opportunity to check within the Cardano ecosystem, how do they see actually collaboration, communication between the Cardano community and the SingularityNET community. But when it gets through, we will have some beautiful sessions to say, hey guys, you want to do a little more? Good. We can pay you, because that's very often the point, right? You all have your day job, you all have already a bunch of stuff to do. And if you have to take time off from somewhere to spend it to your engagement here in SingularityNET ecosystem, then there have to be somehow a recompensation for this to make this sustainable. So to this point also, really happy for everybody engaging here. And we still go on also to support Julian since 2 months with $1,000 in ADA, because it's really important what he's doing, pushing forward the podcast and everything. I think it's a really nice example as well to show others, hey, look, just go, do. Nobody stops you, everybody's here to support you. And in the best cases done across different ecosystem. Yep, that's the main intention of the proposal.
Yeah, great stuff. It's highly appreciated. Naturally, I would say, but yeah, it's awesome, and got very decent scores. I'm not entirely sure. Was 4.75?
The ranking from the proposal assessors, and after the second QA phase of the veteran proposal assessors, we got a total ranking of 4.5.3, and the maximum ranking is 5. So pretty nice. Still place to improve. So plan definitely on a follow-up proposal if it's get funded or not. And yeah, looking for full 5 score ranking proposal next time, hopefully with the feedback and insights from everybody here as well then.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Let's see. I think we're getting close to wrapping up. Does anybody have any topics they want to share or ask or add to this one?
A short topic which we discussed in the process guild this morning, because currently we started with the bounties to add to a lot of the bounties which we add to Swarm, which have been around. We tracked it. It has been through the last some months since we started. We had 340 something distributions of funds, so pretty nice. And we started in the end to each time add HIX tokens. So you could apply to bounties and you earn Chimble tokens, ADA, and HIX. Really mostly to use the tokens to raise awareness about SingularityNET within the Cardano ecosystem and Catalyst ecosystem. And we started mostly to do the timestamps. For example, this call is recorded, will be uploaded to YouTube. And then to have the community and to do timestamps for it, we usually add a budget of 50 ADA, 50 Chimble, and 50 HIX to these timestamps. And right now we pay it from our own bucket. So Tivo and me, we spend some of our own ADA from our pockets, swap them into HIX to have some first fundings. So we had something around, I think, 15,000 HIX to start with. And question here could be to say, we would love to go on to do the timestamp bounties. From our side, we would provide the ADA and the Chimble token. But a proposal to the SingularityNET community to ask if the HIX amounts, 50 HIX per timestamp bounty, could be offered from the ambassador's budget.
Well, this being the town hall, that's the perfect occasion to ask it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely no problem. Does make me wonder with the current attendance, if that's like we don't have anything decision-making minimum amount of people required. So that makes me wonder if the current town hall says yes to this, if that's enough to go ahead with that.
I think you have a biased quorum here.
Yeah, true. Okay, so to avoid that, maybe you can put it up for put it on the chat and then a yes or no emoticon thingy set up. Would that be?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah,
great idea.
I'll do that.
And from budget overview, this would require, as we have 4 ambassador town halls, so 1 each month. This would be then 200 HIX per month. So really not a serious amount, but a very symbolic one, I think.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's also, I'm not expecting any pushback on it, but that's also a bit symbolic to have, allow the opportunity for people to voice their, if there's anybody who doesn't want it to speak up. Cool. I will put that on chat. So anybody watching, check the Discord channel and you can vote whether you think that's a good idea or not.
Woo! Thanks a lot, Pete.
Oh, thank you. You're paying out of your own pocket so far. You're thanking me. That's crazy. No, it's highly appreciated. All right, then I think that concludes today's town hall. Final look around the room. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in, and hope to see you either tomorrow on the Beat Funding community governance meeting or on Discord. Thanks a lot.